warrior. It took me a couple of days to absorb everybody discussing, analyzing, dissecting, throwing words out there about the Paris Olympics. But here's what I want to add about the Paris Olympics. While everybody is talking about all of that, and I'm not going to go into it, nobody is talking about what I want to talk about, what the Warriors wants to talk about, which is all of the sex trafficking, labor trafficking going on in Paris. Now, I did put out a video a couple of days ago. Be on the lookout in Paris for all of this. It kind of fell on deaf ears. Warrior, we talk a lot about the things that really don't matter. So I'm here to say, while all of this attention online, real-time, news shows, is talking about the opening ceremony of the Olympics. Now, that's important, I guess. I wish we could take some of that energy, that passion, that focus, and put it on the video that I put out about what is actually going to happen. We know at large sporting events, we know at musical events, any type of gathering where there are a lot of people, there is also a lot of exploitation. That includes sex trafficking. That includes labor trafficking. That includes forced begging. Why, after all, Paris? So it's a global event, correct? So we know. We have studies that can back all of this up. The traffickers, the exploiters, the criminals, they will use airplanes, ride-share services, taxis, buses, trains to flock into that city because, after all, where you have a lot of people, a lot of potential clients. And we talk a lot about sex trafficking. We have to also remember about labor trafficking. A lot of people are brought in and forced. Everybody likes cheap labor. Every country, in our country, Democrats, Republicans, both suffer from this. They love cheap labor. And across the globe, that happens as well. So a lot of people that are trafficked in other countries are brought in as a workforce, for instance, to build different venues, to clean in different hotels, to provide food services or work in the food industry. So we're not looking at any of that. But I do wish, while all of that, and I'm not saying it's not warranted, because I absolutely think, here's what I think about the opening ceremony. This is the only thing I'm going to say about it, is that I saw a child in that opening display. Leave the kids alone, leave the kids out of it. Otherwise, I don't care what you do. Now, frankly, I don't know who vetted this, approved of this, and actually then it's all taken off of online by the Olympic Committee, that video. So I don't have time for that, because you know why? While everybody's talking about that, with the exception of I saw a child, children cannot consent. To me, that is abhorrent. That, to me, is unacceptable and should be unacceptable to you as well. No children being exposed to all of this, being part of it, being part of this normalization where society, whether it's here in New York, United States, across the globe, says, you know, they're habituated. Well, it's just the way it goes. No, it's not the way it goes. There are messages within that. No children, okay? But if all of that, again, to reiterate, discussion, fighting, name-calling could be put on the true issue of how are we going to intervene on these global events, could be Super Bowl, could be a big musical event, to go after the criminals and traffickers. And this is where it falls apart, because that is the only way. Are we stopping any of this? No, we're not stopping any of this. That is the reality. But what we can do is understand the protocol, these simple take actions to report. If you think something's not right, it is not right. You report. You have phone numbers handy. You know the local 911 if you're not in the United States. I put that out there in a video. Okay? Now, as an example, that video compared to if I do a video about the horrors of the opening of the Olympics and I called people every kind of name in the book, would get thousands and thousands of clicks and likes and shares. I am here to provide you and stand by our mission statement of providing to communities, grassroots, because that is the only way we are going to intervene, protect, and get in there and prevent new victims. So while we have this slew of people who have been victimized, traumatized, not only in the United States, across the globe, and growing. The predators are lining up the criminals, the traffickers, because they're getting away with it. So we have to put our focus on the education, on knowing what to do. Again, report it if it doesn't feel right. You're not held accountable for anything. You're reporting something. So we have to focus on these issues. And I know it's hard for everybody to really do this because everybody loves getting in on the fray, getting in on what's exploding online, getting in on calling each other names. But I am here to tell you, you'll want to listen to me and the warriors if it's your child or grandchild. So remember, community creates change. Start talking about how we can really change and intervene. Start really providing facts that you'll learn, linswarriors.org. And start talking about this, not that. Because I guarantee when something happens to your child or grandchild, you'll come running. You'll want information. So let's get in there and do it appropriately with our facts and truths. Let's talk about what's the take action. It's not good enough. I just finished a Zoom meeting, I'll leave it at that, and it was great, except I didn't learn anything new, number one. Now, number two, it was directed to, I'll say, sort of industry insiders. So most of us already know the information. It's about how then you get it to the public, disseminate the information, how to get them to become advocates, how to get them, even if it's within their own home, to take action with their children. So that is the disconnect I am seeing. So I carry the weight on my shoulders as the warrior to get all this information, to be part of, maybe you want to call the insights, but I have to share it with you. You are the ones that make the difference out there. You are the warrior in your own home and community. You have to share what I'm teaching you. Our mission is raising awareness, education, prevention, and utilizing the media. Because what we talk about here in the Warriors, come on, you know it already. Most media will not touch, but we always will. So let's do it. July 30th, Tuesday, coming up, is World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Let it be this day where you do one thing. If that one thing is a donation to Lynn's Warriors, if that one thing is finding out about our upcoming activities and if you can participate and volunteer, if you're a business and can donate something, we're always looking for children's goods, things like books and toiletries, anything. If you can do nothing, you know what you can do? You can use the internet. You can leverage it for good. You can use your platforms to share these videos, to retweet, Facebook, Instagram. It's all Lynn's Warriors. We made it very easy for you. Remember, as this day approaches, do something, say something, be there. Be the person that makes a difference, because in 2024, we all can and must do something. We live in a different world, a different country. Be part of the catalyst for change. Our hashtag is Community Creates Change. Remember this each and every day. And also remember, wake up and go out and be a warrior.